Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind afternoon wood. My last third of my lunch break. This is a topic that I would really discuss more and I've been discussing this more in depth on my podcast. It's Always Personal, which is out there on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcast, and Spotify. Black love and marriage, relationships are very interesting parts of life as a black person, or more specifically, a black man. I had a partner I used to run with a lot, my main partner for several years, and he said something to me one time that kind of represents what I'm talking about here. But he said he was going through a divorce, and he said, "Wood, man," he said, I never said I wanted to be a good husband. I wanted to be a good father." And I just sat there and I listened. That's his perspective. That's his opinion. That's how he wanted to live his life. And I'm learning that as I get older, And one thing about social media and YouTube, vlogging, all of this shit, podcasts, you got to pick a side and you got to rep that side, no matter whether your point makes any sense, whether it's any logic to it, whether it even worked for you in real life, whether it's any facts to it, whether it's based on something from the Bible, politics, whatever, it doesn't matter. You got to pick a side and always be attacking the other side of that issue savagely. That's how this shit works. I don't really have any opinions on how you love or how you want to love, your views on marriage, your views on I don't really care about none of that shit. I'm just sitting back listening to the ongoing discussion that I see constantly. And my biggest takeaway from it is, as black men and black women, it seems like we don't really rock with one another. It just doesn't. Doesn't seem like we really rock with one another too tight. So getting into this, there's this new show out there called Swagger. It's Kevin Durant produced with his partner Rich Kleiman. It's loosely based on Kevin Durant's life as a basketball phenom in the DMV when he was a teenager or mid-teens. And on the show, of course, this character, his name is Jace Carson, is the 14-year-old. He's raised by his mom. Is that stereotypical? Are they exploiting some shit? Is there an agenda at play? Strong black woman? I don't know. I'm just watching the show. But is she making this brother feminine? Is he going to develop effeminate qualities because he's raised by this woman? I don't know. I'm just watching the show. But this is the constant argument that I see out here about black men and the feminization of black men and all this shit. I don't know. What I do like about Swagger is I like the presentation that they're giving us along this argument. So you have Jace Carson's mother. Her name is Jenna, and she's a bit of a hustler. I wouldn't say she's this quote unquote strong black woman in terms of competing against a man, trying to outdo a man, trying to upstage a man. I just think she's just trying to raise this 14-year-old boy, young man, and to hopefully guide him in a manner that results in him reaching the NBA. And so in doing so, she has to interact with all of these black men. The coach, who's played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son. He plays Coach Ike. There's some other coaches on the show who want to take Jace away from Coach Ike. They want him on their team. So they try to manipulate the mom to get her to bring their son to them. And then Jenna is also trying to, she's trying to raise her son. She has to encourage him to do certain things. And I could imagine there's a lot of brothers out there that don't think a woman should be saying these things to a young man, a young boy. But the father on the show, from what we learned from him, is he left the family 7 to 10 years prior to when we get into the show. And he lives in Florida and has no interaction with the kids. Is that stereotypical? Is that some bullshit? Is an agenda being pushed? I don't know. I'm just watching the show. But what I do dig about the show, and the main reason why I came on to talk about it, was I really like what I'm seeing in the household of Ike, the coach. It's funny because I get ready to talk about what I'm really trying to talk about, and the person who was here for the last 6 minutes left. So it messed up my whole presentation. You got to get to where you're going very quickly on here too. But anyway, so Ike is married to Tanya. His wife's name is Tanya, and she's played by it's an actress named Christina Jackson. I've never seen her in anything else. I'm not that familiar with her. But what I like with Reggie Bythewood, the director of the show, and I think co-creator, he's written some of it. What I really appreciate with what they're doing with Tanya is that I feel like it's a very realistic depiction of a married black couple. I think I like what they're doing there. This wife is supporting her husband. Her husband, Ike, is like a lot of brothers. He's living with a lot of doubt, a lot of regret, a lot of disappointment that his original plan didn't work out. He thought he was going to be an NBA basketball player himself. That didn't happen. And so when we meet Ike, he's actually like a store clerk or a stock person at a knockoff Lowe's, Home Depot. He works in a do-it-yourself, shit, ain't even that. Just a hardware store. And home appliances and all of that stuff. So he's not making a lot of money. You can tell by the car that he drives, and a lot of things that you pick up on the character. He's not really the breadwinner in his household. Is an agenda at play? I don't know, man. I'm just watching this shit. But his wife she has a better 9 to 5. She's pregnant. I think she's like 5 to 7 months pregnant. And she's trying to stand. She's not even trying. She's standing beside her man. She comes to the games. She asks Ike about when Jace Carson's mom approaches Ike about coaching her son. The wife asks, is he gonna play on your team? And is that gonna help the team out? She knows, like, if this brother's if his professional life is going right, he's gonna be a happier man. He's gonna be better around the house, and he can provide for us the way that he might want to provide for us. So she's fully invested in what he has going on. She's supporting him in his dreams. And like I said, it's not like things are going great for him because he's barely holding on to this AAU team. He doesn't really have the money to buy uniforms. He doesn't have the money to pay for to reserve the gym that they practice in. He doesn't have the money to if they win the championship and get a chance to go to the national tournament. He really doesn't even have any plans in place to pay for that. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. But what I like about the character, and I think just through 3 episodes, I really think that O'Shea Jackson Jr. is knocking out the role. He's trying to deal with his shit. He's trying to work through his shit. And he talks with his wife. He communicates with her. He leans on her for encouragement and understanding, for counsel. It's a very down-to-earth show. It's a very down-to-earth relationship, in my opinion. Back 2 years ago when I thought I was going to blow up on YouTube, blow up on writing about boxing online and attending fights and doing all this shit, chasing my dream outside of my 9 to 5, I see a lot of what I was trying to do in this character. And then reality set in and I'm like, man, why am I wasting my time with this shit? But anyway, there was a lot of buzz out there and a lot of online, a lot of impressions, a lot of mentions, a lot of commentary, a lot of back and forth about the St. Patrick's, their marriage. What's another one? I'm trying to think. Shit, what's another one? That was one of the most popular ones that I've seen in recent years. I can't think of another show that I was thinking of. Or a movie. But, you know, that's... So, marriage gets... especially in the black community, you know, marriage is not really... You don't get any pats on the back or any encouragement for being a good husband or salute to you on your marriage. You kind of alone in this thing. And like I said, a lot of the TV characters that you see, a lot of the music that you listen to, a lot of the imagery that's out there on a black man, you don't see no wife is involved, no kids are involved. It's kind of not even like profitable for brothers to even appear to be that way. You know, you got to be single, ladies man, hustler, move maker, risk taker. You got to be all of those things to be relevant. Or you just got to be freaking great, like Denzel. I saw recently some shit going on with Jada and Will, and the memes have attacked Will for not being, for being the weaker vessel in that relationship, or being guided or misguided by Jada. I don't even know what's going on with them. I don't really watch and keep up with celebrity marriages. I just saw the story. But like I said, here in the show, man, I think they're doing a great job of showing, the teamwork that it takes in a relationship, in a marriage. And I'm thankful that they're doing that. I saw over the weekend another show that might have been it, but on Insecure with Issa Rae. I saw it was a popular video on YouTube. Probably had 20,000, 30,000 views or something, about the relationships on or the men, the way that the men were written are being written. The male characters are being written on Insecure. I didn't watch the video, but I was envious of all the views on that video and like 1,000 comments. So I don't know if this show will get that kind of, will garner that kind of attention and that the show will blow up in that manner. I do think it's worth watching. I have enjoyed the show. And I hope others check it out. I mentioned this before, when my aunts, all in their 60s, late 60s, maybe getting into the 70s. I kind of had to sit back and I was confused with the anticipation that they approached every episode of Empire and Power. And I gave up on both of those shows. After the first season of Empire, somewhere in the second season, I was like, I'm out. Power, I made it through 3 seasons. I was like, I'm out. What was that other one? Empire, Power. Oh, The Shy. That was another one. 3 seasons or whatever. I was like, I'm out. But it just drives me crazy how some of this shit out here that seems to be so... And that's what I'm saying. I'm not even suggesting to get rid of any of those shows. all I'm saying is I wish, or I guess that I'm grateful that someone like Reggie Rock Bythewood is taking a risk in doing a show like Swagger in the manner that they're doing it, so that there's an alternative. It's not even balanced. It's not even it's not even a matter of it being a balance in the type of content that we have. Just a little bit of representation here with these characters in this show. And I'm pleased with that. So that's why I'm talking about it. I hope some others check it out. I know Apple TV Plus is another subscription that somebody would have to, be paying. I don't know how many other streaming services you might have. Peacock is out there, as well as the ones that have been out there before. The Hulu is out there, Disney Plus. I mean, it's probably more than a dozen of them at this point. But I salute Apple TV for at least giving some black voices a chance to get involved and to present a different kind of storytelling for black Americans, black people, versus all of the stuff that's over on Stars, and some of the other shows that are out there. In addition to Swagger, they also have Apple TV Plus also has a show called Truth Be Told, which stars Olivia Spencer and Michael Beach. And again, it's a black family. The show centers around Octavia. Did I say Olivia? Octavia Spencer, I think is her name. But it centers around her. But it shows her relationship with her husband and what's going on in their household. And then it also has Mekhi Phifer is also in it. You know Mekhi Phifer from all his movies. He's got an interesting home situation going on. So these are strong black males that aren't necessarily killing other black males or selling dope to other black males. And I don't hear shit about them. I don't see any hashtags. I don't hear there aren't any rappers with a nickname after, any of these characters. But I think we need these roles to be on the small screen. I really do. I think it's that serious. So like I said, that is my opinion. Wherever you are with marriage, women, your love life, all I'm going to say is I hope you're doing what makes you happy. And I hope that you have individuals in your circle who help you navigate all of that stuff in a positive way, and one that makes your life fulfilling. That's all I'm going to say. I don't really care if you got 6 baby mamas, 10 women, 4 women and 2 men or whatever, or that's your thing. Figure it out. That's all I can say. Anyway, let me get on out of here. My lunch is over. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Hopefully you check the show out, Swagger. It is 10 episodes. They're on episode 4. Will be out this Friday. It did get started a little slow, but now that more characters are there and the storyline kind of moved outside of this 14-year-old playing basketball, there is some other stuff, for older men to tune into. So that's it, man. Let me get on out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.